Oh, hey, just got another package in the mail. And no, Tater, it's not food. Which means we got another review.
I don't know how to f***ing say it.
Today I have one of the coolest tracers that I've received from T238, the Ultra Flame Tracer Unit. And it seems to be more of an aesthetic type of tracer rather than something that's aspiring to be tactical. The biggest trends out there in the tracer market, flare functionality. So that might be something that's cool within a CQB setting or maybe on a night game for a milsim event or whatever that might be. T238 went ahead and sent me the 122 millimeter length. Now it's not too long, nor is it too short. It does come in 3 different sizes. I could put that on a rifle. I could put that on one of my snipers. It's not gonna get in the way of a lot of stuff and I know where it's at. Looking at it, it comes in really nice packaging as you see. Got a tactical panda design at the front here. Taking a look inside, we do have a foam protective sheet here. We're gonna get your stickers and a manual. Was tinkering a little bit with this before doing this review, so I did adjust it to the specific threads that I have. But looking at the box, we do have a little bit of packaging for a small USB-C type charging cable, as well as a little hex key. Now, what is that hex key for? Well, T238 does give you 2 different types of threads. One is a 14 millimeter thread for basic airsoft builds, and the other one, a 16 millimeter adapter. I believe it's specifically for Nerf. I went ahead and I installed the 14 millimeter adapter into the base of this tracer. Now, picking this up, I was pretty impressed with the durability of this entire tracer compared to their basic T238 light tracer, which is mostly encased in plastic. You get the same technology, but in a more aluminum material. You can see from the exterior, it does come in a black carbon fiber finish. At the front, we see that we also have the place for the charging port, a button to start up everything, and of course the LED lights on each side there give that effect for the tracer itself. What you can also do is unscrew the very front here, and you see that it's just a very basic construction for a tracer. Just gonna carefully take that out there. And then of course we have the batteries on each side there. Of course, there's a charging port for the construction itself. The charging port does come with a plastic cover so it doesn't get shot up by any BBs or anything like that. Now, looking at the very base of the tracer here, we got another aluminum durable piece here that does house the threading adapters. The only thing it is being held by are 2 grub screws on each side. I'm not really sure how well that's gonna hold up because grub screws of this caliber usually get loose over time, especially during gameplay, and then you have to rescrew and unscrew. If that's the case, I might apply a little bit of blue Loctite. I like the look of it so far. It's more of an aesthetic type of tracer rather than something that's tactical compared to my Mark III Ace Tech tracer. You know, for airsoft, you could put this on the build. It's low key, it's carbon fiber. That's usually one of the trends right now. My only gripe is just those grub screws, but other than that, it looks pretty solid. It looks like you can turn it on here. You can cycle through the modes. It's a pretty standard tracer. Just be careful because I did make the mistake at least 2 to 3 times. Yeah, my dumb ass. Went ahead and turned it on and it's super, super bright. Don't want to stare into that. So that's another thing that you also want to watch out for. But you can see that when I turn it on, it's gonna be pretty bright. Definitely cycle through all the modes, and you can go ahead and hold it for close to 10 seconds and it'll definitely shut off on its own. Once you see the lights there flashing, it cycles through. The functionality to turn it on is just based off the button solely. There isn't really any method to shake to turn on kind of thing that you see with a lot of mini tracers nowadays. That's cool with me. I'm a simple guy. I don't need much. Yeah, the screws did come off during the day when I was using this at Battle for LA, which isn't really much of a problem. Again, I could probably just apply some blue Loctite just to keep it nice and firm in the tracer base itself. But overall, it did its job. I played it like at least 1 game at GamePod. I use this overall as just a mock suppressor for my SSG-10 sniper that I brought with me to the Desert Fox event. I have no concerns with the build quality. It's nice. What I also notice is the fact that the actual tracer internals are at least half of this tube, which does leave a little bit of space for the rest of the tube itself, as you see there. Kind of gives it a little bit less weight that you're dealing with, so, you know, compared to other tracers out there in the market. One thing I did want to note, because the thread adapter is being kept on by the grub screw, it was a little weird to twist on a regular outer barrel. But once you got it all nice and secure, it wasn't fumbling around it actually stayed on there pretty well. No concerns when I was playing with it, but as I mentioned before, when I used it as a mock suppressor for my SSG-10 sniper on an outdoor field, the grub screws did come loose. That's okay, a little bit of Loctite can go a long way. The battery life is pretty standard for what it is. It's like 2 to 3 hours. When I go out to an indoor CQB field where games usually last 15 to 30 minutes at CQB City, or even 30 to 45 minutes at GamePod, this thing will usually last me throughout the entire day and then some. So at least 1 to 2 sessions worth. Of course, you want to charge your tracers and everything that you need every session, because I learned that the hard way. A lot of fields in Northern California usually host games or host a session within 4 to 5 hours. So I feel like that's enough time. You guys know that I try my best to make genuine reviews as much as possible. I'm not going to tell you to go out there and buy it, but this is also another option just in case you wanted something as a mock suppressor within budget. As of right now, the tracer goes for about $64. For what it is, I mean, that's just about the same price as you can get for a regular mini tracer out there on the market right now with the same functionality. Is this something that you might like, or is this something that you could see yourself using out there on the field? Let me know in the comments. Can't ask for anything more. I'm a simple man. I see a tracer, I use it, it's good enough. It makes my MTW look pretty solid, and I really can't complain about that. Thanks for watching, boys. I hope to see you on the field and maybe on the next video.